Before the world learned to rule through fear, there were those who learned to rule themselves. You're listening to Tiny Ninja, The Hidden Lineage, a story of restraint in an age of tyranny, discipline in a world addicted to noise, and a quiet warrior carrying the last hope of an ancient bloodline. This is a spoken word myth, a story told in patience, not noise. Begin listening. The Empire called them a myth. Scholars called them a mistake in ancient texts. But long before they were named small ones, they were known by another word, Nephilim. Not giants, as the stories were twisted to claim, but beings born of divine origin and mortal flesh. Their gifts concentrated rather than vast. Where others inherited strength, they inherited focus. Where others inherited power, they inherited clarity. Their size was not a flaw, it was refinement. The Nephilim learned quickly that ambition frightened the world. Their minds reached further, their senses cut deeper, their will bent reality in quiet ways. Thought influencing movement, intention shaping outcome, psychic disciplined relentless. Kings sought to enslave them, priests sought to erase them, empires rewrote history to survive them. So these Nephilim adapted. They went underground. Not in shame, but in strategy. Beneath cities and mountains, the small ones carved sanctuaries into the stone. Vast chambers where thought carried farther than sound. Where children were trained not to dominate, but to endure. Where divine gifts were studied, sharpened, and restrained. They became smaller over generations, not weaker, but denser. Power compressed into precision. The small, damp tunnels and caves that they lived in also contributed to shaping their size. Above ground, they became a legend. Below ground, they became disciplined. Tiny Ninja remembered these places, not clearly. Memory had been sealed for his protection. But as he moved through the city, something stirred beneath his awareness. An echo older than fear. The ground beneath his feet felt familiar, as though it recognized him. The masters had never lied to him. They had waited. Tiny Ninja descended into an abandoned passage beneath the city, stone worn, smooth by time and secrecy. His steps slowed as his breathing changed, aligning with a rhythm he had not used since childhood. The walls seemed closer here, safer. This was not hiding, this was home. The story continues because it is heard. If Tiny Ninja the Hidden Lineage resonates with you, take a moment to follow the podcast and share it with someone who understands that destiny often begins in silence. Now back to the story. As Tiny Ninja moved deeper underground, memory returned, not as images, but as understanding. The small ones were never meant to disappear. They were meant to wait. The Nephilim bloodline survived because it refused to fight wars on the enemy's terms. They did not rise in rebellion. They endured beneath tyranny, watching, learning, refining. Every generation produced fewer survivors, but those who remained grew sharper. Tiny Ninja stopped before a sealed stone door. He had not known it existed, yet his hand moved without hesitation. The stone responded, not to force, but recognition. A symbol emerged faintly in the surface, an ancient mark of lineage, unseen by human eyes. The door opened. Inside the chamber was empty. No masters, no elders, only silence, and a truth that could no longer be avoided. Tiny Ninja was not merely surviving the end of a bloodline, he was its threshold. The Nephilim did not need to hide forever. They needed one who could walk both worlds, small enough to be overlooked, strong enough to endure, clear-minded enough to choose restraint over conquest. The Empire hunted him because it sensed what was coming. Not rebellion, revelation. Tiny Ninja felt it now, the divine current beneath his discipline, the psychic edge beneath his calm. The gifts were no longer dormant. They were waiting for permission. Tiny Ninja stepped back into the city, not as a guardian reacting to cruelty, but as a bearer of lineage awakening. The hero's journey had begun. Every hero begins in ignorance, not because they are weak, but because the truth arrives only when the soul is ready. Tiny Ninja is no longer hiding. He is remembering. Until next time, walk quietly, observe deeply, and remember, what survives underground eventually reshapes the surface.